Hello and welcome back to Plenty of the Geeks. It's been a little while, but now we're doing a new video and we're doing our Moonstone. So today what we have is some more of the Dominion forces. We have Bristlenose the Troll, we have Boulder the Troll, which is one of my favourite models, and we have Dark Deeds, which is the newest of the Faeries sets, which in the previous video where I did all the Faeries, then they brought these out. So more Faeries. So this is Dark Deeds. This one is an interesting set of models where there's two models together on one base, so that's going to be fun to paint. We also have a Banshee, so this is also going to be the first Shades model that I've got in my collection, because she is dual faction. And we also have the Teeth Fairy, so that's fun. As I said, we've got Bristlenose, who's the troll under the bridge basically. There he is. And we have Boulder, who essentially is one of the first, I think he was one of the first set of models that they brought out from Moonstone. He looks cool, I really like him. And we have a special model. So I got this on back in November, again, on the Black Friday sale on the Moonstone store, and this is Diana Enraged. So we'll be putting that model together as well, so we can have a look at that, the alternate version. So let's get started, and as usual what I'll do is I'll take each of them out of the boxes, we'll have a look at each of them, and then I'll wash them all together to get anything off the resin, and then we'll stick them together. So let's start by doing some unboxing. So first up I'm going to open up the Dark Deeds box, and like most of the boxes I've got less money and we have a lot of packing stuff. There we go. Not there's anything left in there other than just packing stuff and styrene. Put down that. So we have our cards for Iris and Hellbore, which is the double models. And there is the attacks on the back. We have Banshee, which is the dual faction model. There's the attacks. And then we have Dentia, which is basically the Tooth Fairy-ish. And we have our bases. We have, I think, 230 and 140mm, is it? Or 50. I think it's 50mm. No, it says 40 on the card. There we go. Right. Right to the baggie. So this one is Banshee. So we have essentially 3 parts. That's a nice easy one to put together. We have this will be Iris and Hellborn. Careful taking that sword out. A lot of delicate parts. So it's like the majority of the models there. And then we have a wing, which looks like a wing for each of them, separate. And then we have the head and a sword arm. So again, not a lot of parts. Should be very easy to put together. Okay. And then we have Dentia. So we have obviously the wings there. Looks like the face as well. And we have the body. And then we have the nice big tooth that's been extracted. Got a bit close to the bone since I've not long had an extraction myself. Oh! A lot of fun. Right. So we've also got our bigger models. We've got Boulder. So let's have a look in here. So there is card. Not a new one or anything. Oh, it's on the website to go and have a look at if you need to. Always remember that. You can see them on there. Base, there it is. So that's again 40mm. Oh, on one big sprue. 3 parts to the model. Very good. So head, body, and a tail. That's it. So he's super easy to put together. You probably won't even do that one on camera. I'll show you him finished because it's just cut them off the sprue, give them a nice scrub. I think there's none here that look really complicated to put together, so I'll probably just put them all together off camera. Save you some time as well watching the video. And we have bristle nose. There we go. Another 40mm base. Bristle nose is mainly this guy with his head, a claw, a wheelbarrow, which must go on somewhat. Oh, does it go on? That goes there. It's like a shoulder guard. He's got a wheelbarrow as a shoulder. I hadn't even noticed that on the model, on the picture. That's brilliant. Love it. So one of the Black Friday models that I got, it's the first one I'm actually showing on video. Got to get it out of this, which is always fun. Compared to the other Diana model, which I'll show you at the end of the video, so I've painted them all. This one's considerably larger because she's got all this swirly and whirly MacGuffin. Still only a small base. I have to figure out how I'm going to put this one together. Whether I leave her separate to paint separately. So we have a pair of wings which are very sort of similar in size to her other wings, not much difference there. And then we have her covered in electricity or whatever magical power that is. Very much don't offer me the one ring. Going a bit. There we go. But that looks like all this is scenic base. So those bits are just going to go together, close up, and then she'll go down the middle and put a pair of wings on. There might be plenty of room there. I'll have to test it when I put it on the base, but this looks like there's plenty of room to paint it. We shall see. Right. Did I show the Diana and Range card? I don't know if I did. There we go. Magical Maelstrom. And Diana, Queen of the Fair. I think that's just a normal card. They've just given us that as well. I suppose you could use it as either. I already have the original Diana card, so I think it's the same one. That's the different one. That's the new one. Cool. Brilliant. So, what I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to, that's all the models, isn't it? Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to show. Yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to show, but I'll just put it to one side. I also got some of the Dominion faction set tokens. So if you've not seen these, they've been pretty hard to get hold of in some places, and other places not. But we have one of these for each of the factions. And these are just official tokens for some of their abilities, and then we've got the power tokens down the side there. This is what they look like. That's the size of the thing, so you can see it there. So that's what, 25 centimeters long, for whatever it's worth. Let's open up and have a look. These are like acrylic, I believe. I got hold of these and I've been wanting to have a look at them, but I'm going to wait for you guys. So we have all this out. There we go. Protection on there. Let's just pop some of these guys out. So that one, more stability. So these are nice and chunky. I thought for a minute there was, when I was taken out, I thought for a minute there was 2 screws in them, but I didn't. Having counted the amount of these little tokens you got, you don't need them. We've got some blank ones there, I believe you can write on them if you want to put something different on. Got nice chunky tokens anyway. They're very nice actually. They're a bit expensive, I think, for how many you get, but they do look really nice. I've seen more expensive tokens. Anyway, I'll pop all these off, I won't do them all on camera, but let's look at a couple of these. Got a nice feel to them. They'll look good. They've got sort of like a, yeah, I like them. Glad I've got them. I do have the Commonwealth faction as well, tokens, which I'll do in a separate video. Probably when I do the gnomes. And then I'll probably get the other ones again at some point. But they're nice. Yeah, because I've been thinking about getting the official forest and water tokens. But again, they're not cheap. These are pretty nice. Might have sold them on me. Brilliant. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all these out and put them somewhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip all these off the sprues, get them washed in some soap and water to take off any residue. Again, I'm probably doing overkill on these. I do it with all resin models. They don't feel like there's anything wrong with them, but you never know. And it's better to give them a rinse and then not need it, rather than be halfway through painting them and the paint's not adhering to them, or there's resin leaking out of them, which has happened to me with a particular set of official models from a rather well-known company. Yes, they weren't very good. But let me go ahead and sort those out, and then I'll be back with them stuck together. So we've stuck them all together. So first off, this is down in range. I've left her in 2 parts. It's going to be a lot easier to paint in 2 parts. There are 2 little guide holes on there where this will attach to. Once it's in, onto there. But it's going to be much easier to paint like this. And I'm probably going to paint this very soon. Otherwise I'd have stuck it together anyway. Because I've done that in the past and lost bits. But I'll be painting these next. We have Banshee. So on the website they've actually put some little candles on the base, and I think that looks really cool. So I'm going to try and either find some 3D printed candles or source some candles from somewhere and maybe put them on there. Well, we'll see what happens when you see the finished model. For this one, I just went with a few little mushrooms, which is kind of what I do with the fairy models. Put mushrooms on the bases usually. So I went with that for these guys. There's a lot going on here. I don't want to put too much on the base. And then we have Dentia. So when I was looking at the actual tooth that she's got down there, if you can see on there, it looks like she's actually pulling it out of the ground, which is weird. Cool. So maybe the ground's not the ground, maybe it's the mouth of something very large. So I've So I've green stuffed a couple of teeth that look okay. If I really hate them when they're painted, I'll probably change it out, but you'll see when I'm finished. But yeah, I might do that like a mouth. It's gonna look pretty gross when I'm finished. But yeah, see how that turns out. For this guy, a bristle hide. I've not put anything on the base yet because what I want to do is, there's a natural lip on these bases. I'm going to attempt to just paint it like he stood in some water and take it from there. Maybe put some reeds in. Well, that'll be like at the end, so they're not even going to see it at this point. But again, this is going to be a case of get to that point and see how I feel and what I want to put in. But for now, that is him. Boulder. So I built his base up a little bit, and what I want to put in here is some rubble and maybe a moonstone. I need to find something suitable moonstone to go in there. There are cut glass and stuff like that, so that's why I've not put anything in yet. I may just make it out of green stuff and paint it. I've not decided yet, so that's why I've left that a little bit blank. But that's the idea at the moment. I might come up with a different idea, but that's why there's a little gap at the front. So there's going to be like rubble, and then there's going to be a moonstone coming up, because that's basically one of his abilities, to basically summon moonstones out of the ground. So I'm going to go with that for Boulder. It looks cool. So those are the models for Moonstone for now. I will show you the models that I painted from the last video. So here is Diana, the non-enraged version. Just for reference, you see our wings are almost identical. They've got a slightly different curve on them, so there is some differences in the actual wing structure itself, which is obviously a lot larger in our pose. And with a lot of these models, I've used the artwork and then just gone and done my own thing, sort of semi-based on it. I didn't realise Butterfingers have got a little satchel. I was going to paint it really bright, but then I was like, I don't know, really, it detracted from the model a little bit. And then of course the Fencer, which was the missing model from the first set, well, the first two models that I painted. If you watched the very first video, is what inspired me to continue getting into Moonstone. And then the biggest model, Vesper. Quite enjoy painting them. Something very different from what I would normally paint. Definitely a lot brighter in colours than what I normally paint. I've enjoyed painting them, just like I did with the first two fairy models that I painted. So I'll be painting these guys next. So at the end of my next video, you can see these guys painted. It's one of the reasons why it took so long to get to this video, because I wanted to get them one set painted before I move on. I'm trying to beat that sort of pile of grey, or sort of resin grey that I've got building up. So paint these, move on to the next batch. It's semi-working, but it took a long time to finish these guys off. So in the next video, what we're going to look at is the gnomes. We've done a lot of Dominions, so we're going to go back to the Commonwealth and we're going to have a look at some gnome models. So stay tuned for that, and at the end of that video I will hopefully show you all these painted. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.